And after the unveiling of the two results for 2012, we caught up with an ecstatic Augier, whose Rituals Carnival band just snatched the parade of the bands with its portrayal, Nubia on the Nile. It focused on the evolution and influence of the Nubia people along Egypt's most noted waterway and their impact on global culture. While the veteran mass leader is reveling in the win, the current state of mass displeases him. Speaking in his capacity as the president of the Carnival Band Association, Mr. Augier has lingering concerns regarding the band fraternity, given the withdrawal of 3 bands and the late subvention from government. Rituals, now celebrating its 10th anniversary, has been able to sustain itself, but its formula for doing so is yet to be adopted and adapted by others.
We tend to have a bit of an organization that endures throughout the year because of the nature of the business that we're in. And so there's a lot of the infrastructure is there for us to produce. But I'm more concerned about our smaller members within the Carnival Bands fraternity who do not have those luxuries and who continue to be disadvantaged by the timing of the subvention. It's always difficult. Time, space, money, materials. Those are the big considerations. And any band that has more than 3 of those out of place at any one time is going to have a serious problem producing.
The CBA president has shot down the suggestion that government ought not to subsidize the carnival bands. The subvention, he points out, is plowed right back into the economy. Besides, the bands participate in the major shows for the season, where gate receipts are picked up solely by the government. Carnival bands, Augier says, encounter tremendous cost. For instance, transporting a large costume for participation in the King and Queen of the Bands competition can run up to $1,000.
It is the government that collects the money through the stakeholder committee or the CDF or other people. They collect the revenues from the shows in which CBA members participate. CBA members have to have resources to create the product which goes into those various events, and so they need to have some contribution from the government. Let me also make it abundantly clear that bands do not receive subventions and put into their pockets. Bands are only the medium through which these funds are distributed to carpenters, welders, truck drivers, caterers, hardware stores, seamstresses, people like that, who are the underpinning of what we have so conveniently referred to as the creative industries in St. Lucia. And that's where the real conversation needs to take place. This money is not for bands or band leaders to put into their pocket. It is what goes right back into the sector. And when you consider that government is implementing a VAT, which is a transaction tax, every time that money gets circulated in the economy, government is going to get a return. So we need to stop the short-sighted perception that somehow bands are just getting money free and they're putting it into their pocket.
Mr. Augier believes the time has come for officials to expand the Carnival Creative to a year-round affair.
There's independence, there's emancipation, there's 13th of December. I mean, let's do something to channel this amazing creative energy that we have into other national events. I think also that will let people see that your designers and your producers of costumes and floats and all of these wonderful creative expressions would in fact be mobilized in a sort of a non-bacchanal environment which could allow people to see the value of the creative resource that is in the country. Right now there's not enough outlets, not enough outlets for that, but I think it can be developed.
A major stumbling block for the bands is the cost of raw materials, which inevitably rolls back to the issue of subvention. The government assistance package this year came through on Friday 13, too late for members to utilize. On Wednesday morning, the checks were disbursed.
The average cost of that a costume builder is given for Queen Show has been declining. That needs to change. I mean, if we are doing something, we must do it well. And we need resources for that. I mean, not very much is available here, so a costume builder has to travel. Trinidad is the closest place, but stuff also comes in from Miami, from New York, from China, from India in some cases. The more certainty there is and the longer planning horizon, the more we can contain the costs. We can get together, we can order things in bulk and together. But very often it is too little, too late. And this is why the appointment of the stakeholder committee with a 3-year life, although I understand now that there's some concern as to whether that is in fact so, but the appointment of the stakeholder committee with a 3-year life would be the most strategic decision of this season. If that happens and these people can continue to plan and learn and develop from this year's experience, then you will find that better will be done next year. But the business of 6-week planning horizon for a major national festival is absolutely ridiculous, and it needs to stop. We need to know what the resources are going to be available, who the personnel are, what the institutional capacity and relationships are going to be, and get on with the thing.